On the next episode of the Level Par podcast, we speak with Ben Pignone. He's the fitness director at Harmon Golf in Rockland, Massachusetts. We had a great conversation about Level Par, how he got into the game of golf, and how golf and fitness have really changed his life in so many different ways. I hope you enjoyed the episode as much as I did. So you don't particularly fix golf swings, but you fix people.
Spot on, yes.
How did you get into this aspect of the game?
So, my mom has been a ICU nurse for 45 years, just retired actually. And I always wanted to do that as a kid. So I was probably 12, 13. I actually shadowed her for a day. And the first patient that she brought me into, I ended up passing out. So
you're like, this might not be for me.
I can't exactly fix internal people, but I wanted to help people. I knew that forever. And so I finally just kind of trying to figure my life out a little bit, and then found golf, and I started finding exercise as well, and I just loved the two, and it made me a better person. I got pretty decent at it too, and then I found the exercise route, so then I took that on for college and started playing better golf, and then that made me realize I can make a living out of this.
Yeah.
And I loved it.
Yeah.
And then, I've been doing it for 12 years now.
12 years.
Yep.
So, I mean, obviously, in the last 12 years, the explosion of athletics, and I mean, you think about golf back in the day, nobody was working out.
No, God.
When we were kids, Tiger was starting to kind of develop that, but it's huge and it's everywhere. And, you have Titleist TPI, you have all these different schools of thought. How have you seen the explosion? Still fairly young in your career, but in your 12 years in working in this industry?
It's exploded. I mean, because I think technology's helped a lot with that too. There's so many different assessments that you can do with everything now. And I think that guys are just realizing that it's not this snuffy sport anymore. Anybody can go play. Anybody can go do anything. And it is a sport. And if you want to get better at it, look at every other sport. Everyone's exercising, everyone's trying to get better. And if your body can't get you in a certain position, it's not just go buy another club that's going to get you 20 more yards. It's all right. Why can't I get extra distance? So is it my shoulder? Is it my turn? Is it I'm just not strong enough? So that's where TPI and especially golf fitness has really exploded, just because it's the next step. It's not just buy a club. It's let's actually figure out to the root of it why I'm not getting better.
Yeah. So can you explain the TPI process? I mean, so are you a TPI certified coach?
Yes.
And then, what if people are kind of shopping around for coaches? Is that the gold standard of where you want to go when you're going there?
So the whole process is you basically come in and we bring you through a bunch of different screens and try to figure out the biomechanics of your body behind your swing. So if you're losing distance, it's not so much I can't get the club there, it's because there's a physical limitation getting you to a certain position. So that's kind of the gist of it. It's figuring out how do we get your body in the most advantaged position for you. So it's not so much just take a lesson and hopefully get better from that. It's combine the lesson with the body.
Yeah. Which is people aren't really thinking about it in that kind of way. They're like, oh, a brand new driver's gonna fix this for me. But if you can't get your driver back to a certain point with your body and your swing, you're
there's only so much that new driver's
you're never gonna generate
you.
that extra 5 yards or 5-10 yards that you want.
Correct.
So you see who are you seeing? Are you seeing people from across the gamut, across this game? Are you seeing young people, old people?
All over the place, to be honest with you. Demographic wise, I think my youngest guy at the moment is 12 and my oldest is actually 93 at the moment.
93?
Yes. Yep.
Great. When you're with a 93-year-old who's still, what a cool thing to see. Hey, I want to play golf until
93, 100.
Exactly, until I go. What are you trying to do for that individual to just keep them playing?
So that the 12-year-old and the 193-year-old are doing two different things, of course.
Sure.
So at that point, you're working a little bit more balanced with the 93-year-old. You're making sure that they can walk 9, 18 holes, making sure that they can survive the round, essentially. You're not so much seeking distance at that point, but you're trying to get them to enjoy the game as much as they can still at that point. The 12-year-old, for example, is doing a lot of different things. You're trying to generate speed at that point. They're still growing, so you don't want to necessarily have them back squat 100 pounds or anything like that. Yeah. But you want to get them to develop their basic fundamentals, their basic biomechanics, make sure that they're moving well, make sure they can handle their body weight.
Yeah, you're not looking for the 93-year-old to start ripping 110 mile per hour.
I don't think we need that.
Well, maybe the 12-year-old.
12-year-old, yes.
And before we get into like all the other stuff around golf, like I love the fact that like movement and body and all these different things like kind of play into it, especially as I started working with Tom the last couple of years. But like, where do you think the biggest inefficiencies are in golfers as they are maybe coming to you for a first time, but also thinking about how do I want to get better? How do I want to like start stretching? Or do I do yoga? Do I do this? Like, where are the questions that are coming to you?
I mean, the big thing that I always see, most golfers have back pain. It's a one rotational sport. Think about how many times you're a golfer, how many times you've swung right to left compared to left to right in your life, you know? Right. So you start to get compensations in your body, and you try to essentially work your way around those compensations. So most people are having back pain issues. Most people are having hip issues as we get older. Most guys just don't like to stretch is the thing. You know, how many times have you ever seen a guy just kind of give you one of these and they're like, all right, let's go.
Yeah, we're good. Yeah. One or two warm-ups.
Exactly, I'm good.
Honestly, I as somebody who is aware of it, I still do it all the time. So,
yes, of course. I've done it myself. But that's the big thing. It's especially with the TPI and going through the assessment, it's not so much it's a generic thing that everybody's doing the same thing. It's figuring out what's wrong with your body, and then how do you fix that to make your own swing different and better. Yeah.
Which is, this is all we want. That's
of course.
all we want.
Everyone wants better golf, you know? And for a long time, like the John Daly's of the world, you know, everyone would just crack a beer, get going.
Yeah.
So now it's why not actually do something good for your body and good for your golf swing.
Yeah, which is, I mean, it's such like a different, I think we see it even across like the world right now. Like younger people aren't drinking, like people aren't like, it's just a different way. And if you look at these guys that are all coming up on the PGA Tour, like they're not like ripping a pack of smokes on the course.
No,
like,
the old Arnold
like,
Palmer days.
Yeah, they're just banging. Like I think I saw that yesterday, like Brooks had a thing where he likes to like lift really heavy before a round of golf. And like, that was a no-no for a very long time.
Correct.
And maybe it still might be in some kind of, depending on who you are.
Sure.
But those kind of articles and those kind of questions are being asked of these golfers because they are athletes. They are no longer just quote-unquote golfers playing a game.
The Brooks thing is great because he, and then Tiger obviously, and Rory now, they're all big proponents of this. Justin Rose won just last week, 45, and he's swinging at the fastest he's ever done in his life now, which is unbelievable. But the Brooks thing's funny because he actually, I forget which U.S. Open I believe it was that he won, but he had a max on his bench press the final day of that round.
Before the round?
Before the round.
Wow.
Yeah, and then, so that's the thing, it's.
Wow. And I've done a chest workout for golf. Like, I've done chest in the morning and then play golf in the afternoon. Your swing is a little bit.
It's gonna get affected,
there.
yes.
Yeah, for sure.
But that's the best part about the TPI and figuring out what's great for your body.
Yeah.
It might be better for someone like Brooks to kind of gas his chest so that he's not using certain muscle groups in his swing.
Right, and maybe he's restricting himself a little bit because like maybe he gets long, or maybe he gets. There's so many schools of thought, and
of course.
you hate to see on like Instagram, social media, like this is the one way to do it. Like no, that's not at all what we're talking about here.
The worst thing I see on Instagram is do these 3 things for a better swing, you know, because every body's different, you know, your hip restriction might not allow you to do those things, and then that will affect your game.
Yeah.
So the best part is go see an instructor, go see a TPI guy, and figure out what's best for your individual swing.
I mean, because you and I have worked together, and I think you also do kind of like hands-on manipulation for it. And is that something you went to school for as well too?
Yes, so I got my degree in kinesiology from UMass Boston, and a lot of that, they teach you a lot of basic stuff, and again, 12 years doing it now, you start to kind of develop your own tricks. The biggest thing is talking with physical therapists, talking with chiropractors, talking with massage therapists, and then talking with Tom Kavicki actually, and golf pros, because you start to develop your own little techniques and twists. Again, like the one-size-fits-all doesn't really match up too much sometimes.
Sure, yeah.
And a lot of the things, like I was saying, like injury-wise, it's lower back injuries. It's a lot of soft tissue injuries. So for you, for example, we had some nasty shoulder injuries going on. Still do.
Yeah.
But the more we can manipulate that soft tissue, the more we can get just freedom in the range of motion in the joints, the better off you're going to be with that stuff.
Now, it's so you're basically, if you really think about it, you're just an extension of a team of people who could help you figure out, your swing. If you have a physical therapist as well too, who is like thinking about the holistic body, but you could kind of come in and just be like, this is where I could help you rotate, or just get like 1 degree more, which will give you 5 more yards, or it'll keep you down the middle and all these different things. So you could sell people, women and men, that I'm going to help you out. I'm going to get you better at golf. And who the hell doesn't want that? So,
everybody. Yeah. Big thing, like I'm a trainer, of course, but I like to kind of consider myself as like a mental coach a lot of times too.
Yeah.
I love it because guys will text me like the first couple times you're shooting whatever, you're a 20 handicap, and then all of a sudden you start picking up little tweaks, little movements here and there, and they're like, I shot in the 80s for the first time today. It's amazing. My body survived the entire round. I was able to walk 18 holes for the first time. And then also what I do is I'm kind of a facilitator with people too. Like I'll do a lesson with you, for example, and then you'll have a lesson with Tom, and then Tom can facilitate, all right, we're working on over the top, whatever it is, and then I can kind of create a program based off of what your golf instructor has programmed for you. Yeah.
I mean, basically it's like a specialist working with a primary care physician. Like there's so many different, like
it's healthcare for golf.
Yeah, it's healthcare for golf, which is like what you got into it. I mean, when you have somebody who comes to you who says, hey, I walked pain-free for the first time in 10 years, or hey, I gained a couple extra yards, or I'm just having much more fun with the game, what does that do for you? Is that like the payday for you?
That's why I do it, Like even on the worst days, you have 12 clients in a row, whatever it is, like it just, there's no better sensation than knowing that you helped someone get better at something that they love. It is the best feeling in the entire world.
Yeah, I mean, that's, I could see it. I mean, I could see it every single day. I mean, I know that, like I said, you and I have worked together, but like, you see the people rotating in and out of your place, in and out of Tom's place. There's just, there's a hunger to get better at this game. And I don't know, I mean, I think that it's like that in other sports. But to me, golf is a little bit different from that perspective. And you as a golfer as well, too, you're always like chasing this high. And I don't know if you're ever, you think you can reach it, but I don't know if you ever really get it.
But that's the beauty of the game, You're gonna go out there and you're gonna shoot 100 one day. And then other days you're gonna be like maybe 1 under par going into 18, and I could maybe play this game a little bit more.
Yeah.
And just having that thought that you help someone just a little bit get to that point where they're trying to get to is the best sensation in the world.
You talked about your playing days. Like, what kind of level did you ever get to? And
nothing too crazy. I kind of ended right around high school time. I was thinking about playing in college, but the game was starting to get so competitive, and right now the game's even crazier competitive.
Crazy,
Like if you're not in the low 60s now, good luck.
Yeah, I know, especially at that level.
Especially at that high level now. So I'm still probably like 6-7 handicap right now, and always searching to get better. But that's the beauty of this game. Like that 93-year-old that I train is, I think, a 15 handicap.
And it doesn't matter. He He wants to keep swinging.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Did you have to develop a different mindset around it? Like, I mean, I know that me personally, I was just so angry at the game. Like, I could never reach where I wanted to get to. And but as you get older, I feel like I'm at a place in my life where I'm just happy to be playing. But did you have that kind of gap or thing early in your life where you're like, I'm taking it way too serious and I don't enjoy it?
Yes. So let's give you the backstory of me. God, my parents got divorced probably maybe 10 years old, 11 years old, somewhere around then, and that took a big mental toll on me, and that was before I started playing golf. And so my mom basically was my rock. She essentially saved my life along with golf. And so my parents got divorced, so she's trying to figure out, what do I do with this 11-year-old kid? And one day I was actually, I found a golf club in my basement, and I was just kind of hitting balls into the backyard, not knowing anything about the game. And I actually had a older neighbor that been playing forever. So my mom, trying to figure out what to do with me, she took me, talked to my neighbor, and then she said, what do I do with him? My neighbor said, put $20 in his pocket and have him at the end of the driveway at 5 a.m. So me, 11-year-old, I'm not doing that. That's stupid. Why the fuck would I do that? So she sends me out there. She's like, you're doing this. I don't care. takes me over to Ponkapog in Canton,
Yep.
and has clubs for me, balls for me. I go out there, I shoot maybe a 200,
Sure.
worst day of my life. I was like, I'm never doing this again. My mom calls my neighbor. She's like, I don't think that he likes it. She goes, the neighbor said to my mom, put 20 bucks in his pocket, have him at 5 a.m. next day. Next day I go out, probably 50 strokes better than the last day.
Yeah, sure.
That second day, immediately hooked.
Yeah.
Never wanted to do anything else the rest of my life.
Yeah.
So that was a big reason why I got into golf, and especially this neighbor was probably 75 at the time, and he just taught me so much about respect your elders, respect the game, have a little bit of like a purpose, and that essentially became my purpose.
Did you know that neighbor on a personal level like before, or like how did this kind of like
A
grow?
little bit at the time, but nothing to the extent of what I am now with him.
Yeah.
He kind of saw me like out in the yard, was wave hi to me, nothing crazy. I would always see him come in from the golf course, and that day that he took me out for the second time, that's when I knew everything was going to change for me mentally.
Yeah.
Because it taught me that, especially during those dark times, single mom essentially at that point, that life is going to get better. Life is going to help. Golf essentially is going to help you get to a better point in your life. If you respect the game and if you go through the patience of it and really work at something hard, that can be a real driver in your life.
Is he still with us?
He's still with us now, yes.
Excellent.
He's gotten a little bit at the end of his time now.
Sure.
Still reach out to him a little bit here and there.
So you must like love the fact that you've got into the game and like made it a part of your life.
Yes, he was the biggest driver in that for sure, along with my mom.
It's so crazy that you never know who you're going to meet, but also you never know who's going to, like, especially at that age, be so impressionable to you in so many different ways. And you know, they always say like a good teacher will change your life in so many ways. This guy wasn't a teacher; he was a neighbor. But if you really think about it, he was a teacher. He taught you a lot of things about golf, and that taught you a lot about life as well too.
Absolutely. Well, very well said. He was a mental coach that I didn't know that I needed. You know, he was that guy that just taught me so much respect and essentially got me to where I am now in my life.
Were there points in your early life when you just felt like things were kind of spiraling and going in bad directions?
Absolutely, and that's why I love this book so much, to be honest with you, because I wasn't to the extent of Jake in this, but it really brought back some memories of internal struggles and internal battles. And divorce was tough on a young kid, especially when it's more you're with your mother and you don't know how to associate with your mother. And the best part about this whole story is that after probably a year of doing that, for the most part, my mom was then trying to connect with me a little bit more. So then she actually goes to the same neighbor and says, how do I connect with my son now? So then my neighbor says to my mom, put 20 bucks in your own pocket, meet me at 5 a.m. out in the driveway.
I mean, I kind of want to meet this guy.
I know, he's a great guy.
I just got to start putting 20 bucks in my pocket now.
Going off the Ponkapog, you're on the run.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, so she starts playing.
Yep.
And like, was there like a connection between the two of you to, you know, play this game? I'm sure you still play together to this day. How did that kind of connection start growing and budding?
And so that's what's so great about the game now too. So I started getting pretty decent at it, and then she was struggling. So she started taking some lessons. She wanted to get better because she wanted to spend more time with me. And that's what's so great about golf, is that we can do this until she's 100 years old, you know? So it's fun that we both have this thing that we both want to get better at, and she's actually pretty good now. She actually won club championship a couple times.
That's great.
It's great.
Yeah.
So we're both at this thing where we can have something to talk about as well, you know? I just had my son 7 weeks ago, and it's now something that I'm looking forward to with my own family now.
Yeah. How has that changed your life, like being a dad now?
It's wild. A lot of sleepless nights.
Yeah.
But it's because of that story with my neighbor, because of the relationship that I have with my mom and the divorce that I don't really see my dad or anything now. It's taught me that patience is a virtue, and that you need purpose in your own life, and you need to have some respect for yourself, because things get hard. Life is very hard, and that no matter what, you need to do well for your child. You need to make sure that you're doing all the right things so that your child's set up in the best way possible going forward.
Which is, you didn't really have that example.
Correct.
And that must be hard, but also kind of like a North Pole for you almost, where you're like, this is where I'm going to go. This is how I'm going to do it.
Yep.
I'm guessing that is a huge driver for you as your son, right?
Yes.
And that's super cool that you got a son, right?
Yes.
Like, you're gonna be in this
We
game
didn't
for-
know going into
Yeah,
that
no,
either,
that's
so,
awesome.
yeah.
So, I mean, is that like a huge driver for you to just be like, this is, I didn't have the cleanest of childhood, and like, how do I potentially, make this better for my son?
Of course, yeah. And again, with the book, it brought back a lot of old memories and everything like that. It wasn't to the extent of the character in the book, but it made me realize that it's not just me out there either. It's everyone has some internal struggles, I'm sure, with some sort of, either it's your mom, your dad, it's a grandparent, whatever it is in your life. But with a game of golf, it can really teach you so many things, of course, but it will also, like, I know I'm going to be able to play golf with my son for the next 50, 75 years, hopefully,
Yeah. Plus, you know how to move.
That helps too.
Does that help you kind of relate to your clients as well too? I mean, you probably, maybe after reading this story, but also like knowing your story, there's probably people who have dealt with struggle as well too. And have you been able to kind of relate on a more, a more kind of personal level with some of your clients as you're getting to know them as well too?
For sure. Honestly, I've had 12 years doing it now. I have clients that I've had since the very beginning that are still for 12 years now, which is unbelievable. And I've met some unbelievable people in my life. I started training a few guys probably last like 6 years, right around COVID time. And because of that relationship that I built with them, they would take me to their private golf courses.
Sure, yeah.
They would bring me all of these amazing places. And I have this one client actually who became really much a father figure in my life. And he actually became an officiant for my wedding. So
Wow.
that was really,
And he was a client?
and he's a client.
No way.
Yeah, yep.
Did he know your wife? Or was it just like your connection
Not
to
the
him?
beginning, of course,
Yeah,
but
gotcha.
as we got closer in our relationship, as his game got better, as we started golfing more, he then met my wife, I met his wife.
Right.
He has 2 young kids, and he has taught me so much about golf, honestly, and just about life. And because of that relationship, I always knew I wanted someone like that as like someone, an officiating father figure in my life.
Yeah.
And he just nailed all the bells and whistles, and I'm very fortunate to have someone like that in my life.
Were you kind of always seeking that out? Like, were you always seeking like a male figure to be a big part of your
Not
life?
at the beginning. I mean, the neighbor was there for the longest time, which essentially like became a really big father figure for me. So I wasn't necessarily seeking it, and especially at that young age when your dad kind of leaves, and my mom tried to throw some father figures at me, not to her fault or anything like that. She just wanted the best for me. So I kind of pushed away from that a little bit, and so I guess the theme that I came from that, I needed to create my own father figures in my life. I wanted someone that I could respect. I wanted someone that I kind of looked up to and I could sought after.
Yeah. So you could find somebody who had like the right values. And
Yes.
to be like, this is how I want to mimic this in a certain way.
You find your role models, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
And you want to mimic that role model and learn from his experiences.
Yeah. I think that, I mean, similar in my life as well too, not to the extent like my dad raised us, and I think a lot of the struggles that we read about in the book are very much my story as well too, definitely fictionalized in a lot of different ways, but definitely kind of seeking out like strong role models who like I could, and it took me a long time.
Yeah.
I wasn't doing this at 11 and 12. I mean, I think I'm still doing that to this
Who
day.
are the role models for you?
For me, I mean, I would say, Tom's been a very, very strong one. He might not know it, but like, I mean, I told him, but
I'm sure he does.
yeah, I mean, and a good friend of mine, John, I had a couple of friends pass away when I was 18 years old from drunk driving accident, and PJ's older brother, John, has been a pretty strong driving force for me, and seeing how he lives his life and how he models, like just like taking care of other people. That's kind of like what I would like to do as well too. And yeah, so I think that we learn from people, we learn mistakes from people, we learn how to like be our own person. I've made so many fucking mistakes in my life.
Same.
Too, so I still make mistakes to this
Every day.
day. Like, I mean, people will probably watch this, like, who is it? Like, who the hell is this guy? I'm like, I don't know. But I think that with age comes a little bit more wisdom, and that's I've loved the fact that I've been able to make connections within this game as well too, and that's kind of why I wrote that in so many different ways. It's like, this game is a connector, and I didn't realize how important it was to me until I actually started writing this book. There was a big gap in my life where I just left it behind. Even though like I was a sports writer and I was still covering it, and like I was still kind of around it, there was just so much, like, I don't know, there was just like an emptiness around it that I just didn't like it. And then once I kind of got back into it, and once I met Tom and I started to have a more healthy relationship with the game, and that's when this book just started like pouring out of me. And but like what's great about your story and my story is that like and what Level Par is all about, I really do think Level Par is all about having healthy masculine relationships and healthy relationships for men to be able to reach out and speak to other men, especially like guys who are looking for mentors as well too. And I don't know if that's what you pulled out of the book, but I mean, that's kind of like what I got out of it as I was writing it as well too.
That was honestly one of the biggest things. Like, the big theme that I came across in yours is finding a purpose in your life, whether it's golf, whatever it is. But in the book especially, it's never give up on yourself, and always feel free to reach out to people, Like the character in the book, he didn't really do that. He just kind of lived his life and didn't want to reach out to anybody until essentially it almost became too late for him. And it was nice and reassuring to go through the entire book, and then it gets better and better for him, which becomes essentially like a story of my life too, because I was in a dark space too during that time. And if it wasn't for that masculine role model, I guess, it would have changed everything for me.
Yeah, I do feel like it's something we don't talk about as a society either. So it's I think it's getting more and more, not mainstream, but people are.
It's getting better.
It's getting better. I mean, I don't think our fathers or grandfathers were talking about like,
God, no.
emotions or fucking, they were just like, they were sitting behind the bar and having a drink.
They told me to shut up.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, grow up, you pussy.
Exactly.
Like, figure it out. Like, so, I mean, at the end of the day, I just think there's a healthy aspect to being able to talk about it, but also just like, that you can go man up if you need to, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like, but no, I appreciate that little like anecdote that you pulled from the book. From a golfer's perspective and from somebody who's been around the game for a long time, like, what do you think the reaction to Level Par would be on a bigger level?
It's great because everyone can read it. I mean, the male character, of course, but females can get into it too. Everyone's playing golf now. And I would say the big thing that I would take away as a reader is enjoy little things. Life's way too short now. Life's way too serious. Everyone's mad at each other all the time. Just find something that you love and work like hell to get better at it, and find a way to enjoy it. It would be the best thing that I would recommend. It's a tough time, and golf has found that for me, and I found that for golf. And if you can't just kind of kick yourself in the ass sometimes, just be like, I had a shitty day. Let's find a way to get better. If you can't do that for yourself, then what are we doing?